Greetings. This is Jed Schlackman. I'm a holistic counselor in Miami, Florida. And in this short presentation, I will be speaking about the topic of weight loss and weight management. This is a subject where you will find many different ideas, different approaches to helping people address their concerns about their weight. Some of those approaches focus mainly on the physical level, so there are many different dietary approaches, different supplements, exercise routines, even weight loss surgeries that are offered to in some way affect a person's physical body to promote their weight loss. Then there are also psychological approaches, and many of those will involve working on the subconscious level. If we consider what creates our body form, our weight, our functioning on a physical level, we have to realize that it's our consciousness. The consciousness is governing the body. So the patterns that are manifested in the body are present in the consciousness on a level that we're, of course, usually not conscious of. So a person who's struggling with their weight, it's something where they're not wanting to be overweight or to have a heavy physique. However, subconsciously something is creating that pattern. It could have to do with emotions and how those are related to eating habits. It could have to do with what the weight or cushioning on their body represents. So the subconscious mind may believe that there is a positive purpose for holding on to that extra weight. If we go into ancestral history, looking at the species and what purpose holding excess weight might serve, we may consider the idea that our hunter-gatherer ancestors were often struggling for survival. And in that struggle for survival, there might be times where they were faced with starvation, with not having enough food accessible. In those circumstances, it would be advantageous to hold excess weight when you are consuming food, so that at some future point when food is scarce, your body will have reserves that will keep you alive. So on some level that could be a factor influencing how our body is processing the food that we're eating in the present. You'll notice that some people seem to eat lots of food, even lots of junk food, and they seem to stay very slim, while other people are always trying to diet, to watch what they're eating, and yet they still seem to gain or hold on to excess weight. So it's not just what they're eating, it's also, to a great extent, how their body is processing that, what it's doing with what is consumed. And that is governed by those subconscious programs. We know that for many people, there's a strong relationship between eating and food and their emotions. For some people, when they're stressed out or anxious, they will eat more food. That's considered a form of comfort to them. There may be other people who lose their appetite when they're under stress, so not everyone is the same. Also, the body represents a protective cushioning in some cases. So people who are abused, particularly sexually abused, or people that have social type phobias, fear of connecting on a deeper or intimate level with other people around them, they may create that cushioning subconsciously as a form of defense or protection. Now, these people are not intentionally, consciously doing this, In fact, for many of them, the fact that they have obesity or they feel they're overweight is actually aggravating their feelings of lack of self-confidence or self-esteem. So it's creating this vicious cycle. So it's important to not make people feel bad about their weight. One of the first steps to fostering change or transformation with this issue is to support people in being able to unconditionally love and accept themselves just as they are, with whatever body shape, whatever physical appearance they may have. This is really something very important. On the physical level, we can of course encourage people to have what might be considered a more balanced diet relative to their metabolic type. There are different theories and systems that look at how people metabolize food, how they manage their weight on that cellular level. For some people, eating more carbs will cause them to put on weight. For other people, eating more fats and oils. For other people, it's starches. We can look in the animal kingdom and see that there are some animals that eat only plants that grow to be huge. So if you look at a cow or an elephant, some of those herbivorous animals, they're eating plants, they're not consuming junk food or eating meat, and they're becoming very large, very heavy animals just by consuming something like grass or tree branches. So we have to realize that putting on fat is not just a matter of what you are eating. It's well known that stress can affect our hormone levels, and those hormones can affect how the body creates and holds on to fat. We also know that fat cells hold on to toxins. So when your body is exposed to various toxins, there's different things it can do with them. It can eliminate them. It can place them in certain areas of the body where they'll create some type of illness. It can also sort of quarantine or sequester those toxins in fat cells. This is very common. And when a person attempts to rapidly lose weight, they may suffer some detoxification symptoms, some unpleasant health issues, because those toxins that were held in the fat cells are now being pushed out and released and in some way affecting the body if the body's not able to flush them out and eliminate them fast enough. So we need to be careful not to cause someone to just rapidly lose weight for the sake of losing weight. Their health is important. And often when people do lose weight, it upsets their metabolism, and then when they start to eat a more normal amount of food again in the future, they seem to gain weight even more rapidly than they did before. If you look at research on weight loss and diets, you'll find that over 90% of people who go on a diet and lose weight will gain that weight back. In fact, some of them will gain even more weight, so they end up weighing more than they did before they even started with the diet. This is not a result that we're looking for. Ideally, if you want to lose weight, if you want to be healthier, you want those changes to be lasting and permanent. You don't want to get on a roller coaster of having your weight go up and down and continuing to struggle with it, going on and off different diets. So you would want to have a lasting change in your lifestyle and also in the subconscious patterns that affect how you're eating and how your body is processing what you consume. So to address that, I would often use hypnosis in order to connect with that person's subconscious mind and explore what patterns are present there, what is influencing them to either overconsume food or to turn whatever they're eating into excess weight on their body. There's not one universal answer to that that applies to everyone. So each person has their own unique pattern of consciousness, and as a therapist, I'm just helping explore that to give them the opportunity to make a shift. I hope that this brief discussion has provided you some ideas and insight. For anyone who would like to learn more about the topic, or who is looking for assistance to support their goal of feeling healthier and happier, and perhaps having their weight be managed in that process, you can visit my website at www.phinsights.com. That's www.phinsights.com. I can also be found on Facebook, facebook.com/Jedi Holistic Healing. Thank you for taking the time to view this presentation.